Welcome to Stretching with Teacher Becky. We're going to do various stretches for our splits and our regular straddle stretching. So first we're going to start by stretching our hamstrings and our calves. It's always best to start with that. So we're going to stand up. And then you want to see if you can reach the mat. If you can't, you can start like this, as far as you can go. Otherwise, if you can reach the mat, touch down and stay for about 10 seconds. And then see if you can take your toes, put your hands underneath, which will stretch your calves a little bit. So we're going to start with that. Shake it out a little bit. And then let's go ahead and sit down and we're going to do our straddles. Reach out in the middle first. And always make sure you point your toes. Keep your knees straight and your legs tight all the time. So we're going to reach in front of us to get started. We'll get deeper into it after we're warmed up a little bit doing this. And we're going to go ahead and put our hand down like this, and we're going to go over to one side. And then switch. Keep pointing your toes. Let's stretch up tall and face our leg and lay down. Good, and then stretch up to the other side. Good job. And in the middle one more time. And what we want to do next is grab an object. It doesn't matter. I have my animal. But you're going to hold something in your hands so you can keep your hands together. And you're going to start with one side and sweep down and hold on to the object. Just like this. Good. Good job. And then what we're going to do now is make sure that you can shake it out a little bit. And now that we were stretching straddle, we're going to stand up. See if you can get a little further in your straddle splits. So make sure you point your toes. Stretch as far as you can go. Put yourself back down and see if you've gotten a little farther. And so what we're going to do is we're going to reach out, grab your ankles, and see how far you can reach. You might have to just go right here, which is fine. But if you are right here, lean over a little bit, the best you can. Point your toes. And if you can, you're going to go far as you can go and then see if you can lay down. And it might hurt for a few seconds, but if you relax and let the burning or the hurt go away, it might let you go a little bit further. You can shake your arms out a little bit. And now try forward again and see if you got further. Good job. And then you can shake your legs. So that's that's all we're gonna do for now for straddle. Right now we're gonna do prepping for our splits. So what we're gonna do is come over. You can pick either leg first, your good leg or your not so good leg. And we're going to make sure our knee is right over in line with our ankle. And you don't want your knee to go over to your toes. You want to make sure it's in line. And we're going to stretch the middle part right here. We're going to do that for just a little bit. And what we're going to do is end up doing our 2-minute split. If you've taken my class, that's what we end up doing to sit in our splits for 2 minutes. It helps a lot to sit in them for longer than a minute. Then you'll eventually sink down. And we're going to flex. You can flex your foot if you want and point, kind of go back and forth. And loosen up your calf again, and then you're going to go down. And go back to this position. And go back. Really quickly, we're going to do our split on this side, so see how far you can go. Hold yourself up and make sure your front toe is pointed and your back toe is under, and you're going to hold yourself up if you can't go all the way. And if you can go all the way, just rest your hands on the side. And then we're going to just do that. First step, you're going to switch over to your other side. Stretching this part again. Let it sink, kind of let it sink down, and then you're going to stretch back, flex. Point. And then go back to this position. And then get ready for your splits. So push out. Hold yourself up if you can't go all the way down. And then we're going to shake our legs. And let's go ahead and do pigeon pose so we can get a little bit more stretch. So you're going to put one leg up here. Bend it in front of you, and then one leg behind you with your toe under. And you're going to go down. And it's going to stretch your bottom and then your hips a little bit. Good job. And then we're going to switch legs. Back over to the other side. And then down. And before we do our 2-minute stretch, I want to show you laying on your back. So if you're not completely flexible yet, you can find a strap. Maybe your parents have yoga mats or you have a yoga mat. This is from a yoga mat. And so I want you to lay down on your back. And then you're going to hold one leg up. And if you can do it, you're going to pull your leg towards you. And then if you're very flexible, you can pull it out this way and hold this stretch for a few minutes. You can even do it while you're watching TV or watching a movie. But if you have trouble, you can put this on and pull your leg back or hold it out here. So that's a good way to stretch. You can do it on both sides, or if you're just working on your left leg splits or your right leg splits, just do it on that side. So what we're going to do is this pillow, you can also do a pillow. your splits, if you don't want to, if it's for the 2-minute split, if you're having trouble holding yourself up, until you get used to it and get better, then you can put the pillow underneath. So let's get ready. So you're going to go like this. Find either your phone or a timer. I just have this timer. And I have it set for 2 minutes. So I'm going to push into the splits. And if you need a pillow, this is what it'll look like. So you can sit there like this. Otherwise, if you don't need it, put the timer on, and then we're going to just sit for 2 minutes in our splits. And then you can practice laying forward. You can try to flex your foot if you want to flex your or stretch your calf a little bit more. And then you can try to just hold yourself up and stay in your split. And then if you're somebody that has the pillow, you can still do those things, just let the pillow hold you up, and then you can try to steady yourself and go down. Or have the pillow hold you and try to reach back. Otherwise, you can just sit and relax. We're just about at 1 minute already, so 1 more minute. And then we will do a couple other things for stretching. And if you've done, most of you have done our classes, and so you know about the wall stretch. So you can easily do that at home. You can do your straddle wall stretch, and you can do that a couple different ways. And then you can do splits on the wall, which I'm going to show you all of those. And then you can do those every day if you want. And even doing this every day, you'll be able to get the splits before you know it. And sometimes it is just easier to watch TV while you're doing it, or even sit and try to read a book while you're sitting in the splits. 5 seconds. Yay, good job. So we're going to turn that off. And so like I mentioned, you can do your wall stretches at home. Everybody knows these, where you scoot up close and do your straddle. There's this one. And then you can scoot up against the wall, where you do this one. And when you do those, especially when you do the straddle, you want to make sure you do it for at least 5 minutes. So that would be easy to lay there, let your legs relax and sink down, and you can read your book or play games, whatever, play music. That's a good way for you to get your middle splits. And then for your single splits, you can also use a wall in your house and scoot up to it. And then stretch this way and put your leg up. And that really stretches your calf. So that'll be very helpful. And so that's good ways for you to stretch. And then I did want to share, some of you have taken my class, you know that I like challenging on crow pose, or on crow pose. I wanted to call it pigeon pose, but on crow pose, all of you know, it's just a challenge for you to do, something different. So you can put your hands down and bend your elbows. Get in this position, and some of you remember, you're going to rest on your arms and see if you can go off the mat with your feet. So this is what it's like sideways. So you're going to go down and then over a little bit, rest on your arms, and whoop, see if you can get your feet up. See if you can do it longer each day. Well, that's stretching with Teacher Becky, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.